Sports Digest is the website for complete coverage of Pittsburgh sports. Punch up www.pittsburghsports.net for the latest news and results on the Steelers, Pirates, Penguins, Riverhounds soccer, plus local college action, Pennsylvania golf, and Target Chip Ganassi Racing. www.pittsburghsports.net is Pittsburgh Sports Digest. www.pittsburghsports.net is your instant link to Pittsburgh sports news. Log on now.
They said soccer was boring.
The Hounds! The Hounds!
Come see the excitement of Riverhounds soccer Pittsburgh style. To get your tickets, call 1-888-ETM-TIXS. That's 1-888-386-8497.
Coming this fall for the 6th straight year, the WBGN-TV Friday night high school football game of the week. The key matchups, the rivalries, the bands, the excitement. The tradition continues. The WBGN-TV Friday night high school football game of the week. The action starts September 3rd.
It's the former Bay Mutiny goalkeeper opens up in goal for the Hershey Wildcats. Petrus out of Robert Morris will have a solid lineup in front of him. Chris Penny was doubtful for the game earlier with a turned ankle. He will play here tonight. Stay with us. The opening kickoff of tonight's game is coming up next from Hershey Park.
He turned pro at 16. At 18, he was a World Cup phenomenon. At 19, he became an international superstar. His name is Michael Owen. By the way, he's still only 19. Umbro.
Are you a soccer fan? Can't get enough of the sport you love? Read Soccer America. Get the most soccer news from around the country and around the world. Call 1-800-335-GOAL to start your weekly subscription. You won't miss any of the big plays with Soccer America. MLS, U.S. national teams, college, international, interviews with the pros, scores, schedules, insight, opinion, analysis, and more. Soccer America delivers total soccer coverage every week. Call 1-800-335-GOAL to start your subscription. Call 1-800-335-GOAL now.
This telecast of A-League Soccer 99 is being brought to you by Umbro. Only soccer since 1924. We're getting set to go here at Hershey Park on a beautiful summer's evening. Riverhounds kick it off, and Fedoruk plays it all the way back into his own end. Great to have you with us. Temperature in the 70s. It has been a delightful day in Pennsylvania today. Wildcats lost their first 3 games to open the 1999 season. But they have rebounded nicely. Pittsburgh in black, Hershey in white. Sliding tackle along the touchline, going in hard to Chris Penny. And remember, Penny has that turned ankle. He turned the ankle in practice on Wednesday, and there was some doubt if Penny was going to be able to play, but he will bring some experience to that back line for the Hershey Wildcats. Throw in to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Throw in. They find Adam Fedoruk. He draws a crowd, and a throw-in coming up. It will belong to the Riverhounds and Justin Evans. The rookie scored the lone goal last week against the Connecticut Wolves. Now Fedoruk moving laterally. His pass telegraphed, handled easily. Played back into the middle. Gino DeFlorio, good to see him out here, a veteran of indoor and outdoor wars. No stranger to fans in Pennsylvania. Ball played all the way back in. Randy Didini, veteran, experienced keeper out of Sonoma State University. He is very acrobatic. No doubt a tad frustrated at the start of this season. It's been a very tough road early on for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And Coach John Kowalski, former U.S. national indoor team coach. A lot of people forget that he was unbeaten as U.S. national team coach, men's coach, just prior to Bora Milutinovic taking over. 2-0-1. Riverhounds attacking. Out on the wing, Jacek Kot, one of the Polish internationals. I don't know how John Kowalski does it, but he comes up with great talent year in, year out. He scours the globe. Coming the other way, Gino DeFlorio. DeFlorio's pass partially blocked. The other way, Mike Williams. Williams runs into trouble. Now the ball goes wide. Shimon Tripoli trying to chase it down, too far for him. And a throw-in coming up. Kyle Swords, good offensive, defensive sort of back player, but he'll play out on the wing, and you'll see him up and down, very active offensively. And a good look, Bob Lilly. Played 2 years, make that 3 years indoor with the former Hershey Impact right here in Hershey. So he is no stranger to fans, you know, in the Pennsylvania area. Riverhounds move it the other way. Justin Evans. He'll cut it in. Looks for Fedoruk, who dummies the ball, but nobody was there. So they had the right idea. Now Kot plays it way out on the right side. Emil Haitanic, Romanian first division player for 7 years. Well, you talk about the veteran experience on this club. And the ball across the byline, a goal kick coming up to the Hershey Wildcats. Down we go to the sideline, and our own Greg Mace. Greg?
Thank you, Kevin. A tremendous crowd here tonight, one of the biggest in the history of Hershey Park Stadium for outdoor soccer, and these fans have really enjoyed the first 3 seasons here. Bob Lilly has a significantly different lineup than he's had the first 2 years here in the Hershey Park Stadium. He's trying to open up the offense more. He knows these fans like to see goals, and as you said, boy, his top scorer isn't even starting tonight. He uses a lot of role players, and you'll see some substituting in the second half, but Bob this year says, hey, we got to open up the offense. We want to score some more goals.
Well, Greg, one thing I know that Bob Lilly talks about is we want to go forward as a unit. They're not what you call a classic counterattacking team. They want to attack with numbers, and they've got the offensive firepower to do just that. Now, Kyle Swords plays it across the halfway line. Riverhounds, likewise, love to attack. They are not going to lay back. Now Jacek Kot plays it all the way back on the right side. A good look at Emil Haitanic. Haitanic, born in Romania, but holds a green card. Married an American girl, and now is green carded. That means he can stay as long as he likes. Here's Fedoruk. Couldn't control it. Big collision there. Ball played towards Fedoruk. That time Michael Apple looking for Fedoruk, but Fedoruk running the other way. And Doug Petras will calmly play it to his right.
Hey, you can tell him, you can tell him.
Hershey Wildcats wearing white. Mike Williams plays it long. Turns the area. Looking there for Ben Ferry, but Ferry tried to trap it down with his chest. Couldn't really get control of it. Finally, Apple will play it all the way out. Played into space. Fedoruk open for a moment. Trying to battle one player. Now two players as Williams came across. Finally, DeFlorio gains control for the Hershey Wildcats. That could have been dangerous as Fedoruk for a moment was open. But the Wildcats closed him down. Teniwa Bonsev, native of Uganda, plays it to the right side.
The 1999 Big 34 football game will take place right here at the Hershey Stadium on Saturday, July 24th.
Riverhounds lost 3-1 to the Connecticut Wolves last week, despite outshooting the Wolves 14-8, and they had 6 more corners. John Kowalski chalks it up to, we just need more concentration in the offensive end. We're creating chances. Here's a chance for Justin Evans. Evans makes a nice move to the inside, gets the long cross, headed down. Fedoruk couldn't catch up to it, and it's cleared all the way back to midfield. They were looking for the offensive juggernaut, Adam Fedoruk. But a great cross by Justin Evans. Itonic will cross it. That's Bonsev. Plays it out in front. Fedoruk open momentarily. And finally it's knocked away. Look out here. Michael Apple. Apple waited a hair too long to pull the trigger. And it's cleared all the way back out to center. Greg Simmons. Simmons plays up top for the Hershey Wildcats. Tough decision for Bob Lilly, playing Greg Simmons and sitting Jamel Mitchell. Mitchell has already scored 4 goals this season, including 2 last week. Cannot crack the starting lineup this week. It's a nice problem to have if you're Bob Lilly. Played towards the corner. Crossed and rejected across the touchline. A throw in to the Wildcats. Ben Ferry will throw in for the Wildcats. And this one will belong to the Riverhounds. The Riverhounds are a team that have great talent in the midfield. And the Wildcats are going to try and cut down the time and space that they have in the middle. Somewhere in this stadium, Greg Mace is standing by. Greg, what do you got?
Well, Kevin, I want to follow up on your point right there. You're right. They've really got to cut down on the space they allow between the balls. We saw last week when they played Lehigh Valley, the Hershey Wildcats gave up a lot of opportunities, a lot of near misses to the Lehigh Valley team. And they almost did the same thing there. The Pittsburgh coaches were telling Michael Apple, shoot, shoot, shoot. You had that opportunity. Hershey, if anything, has been a little suspect on defense this year, and Bob Lilly's trying to tighten it up in the box. They're going to give a little bit, but you can't give too much, obviously.
And Greg, one thing they worked on a great deal this week in practice, corner kicks. And here's a corner coming up for the Hershey Wildcats. Into the box it goes. The hit! The goal! Hershey on top! Greg Simmons! The Jamaican native scores his 5th goal of the season. Hershey draws first blood. Not much Randy Dedini can do here. Well, they were working on corners in practice, and it pays off. Towards the middle, look at Simmons. A tremendous goal, and it's 1-0. So Hershey out in front early. Unofficially the 11th minute. comes off the corner. Last week against Staten Island in Lehigh Valley, the Wildcats had a 20-6 advantage on corners, yet the only 2 goals scored against them were corner kick goals. So they scored none. They were actually a -2 for the weekend. So let's see if this changes the tactics for Pittsburgh. It's not changing the tactics for the Wildcats at all. John Smith with the looping cross, headed by Simmons, knocked down there. Once again in the area. Cross out in front. They were looking for Andrew Mittendorf. And they'll get a corner out of this one. Greg Simmons scoring his 5th. 6'3", 190 pounds out of Howard University. And he'll be looking to get his head on this corner as well. Out in front, flipped. And Mittendorf got a foot on it. Finally, it's cleared out of the 6-yard box. And a good thing they did. This time, Ferry throws in. Mike Williams the drive up over the bar and long. A goal kick coming up to Randy Dedini. Boy, what a frustrating outing so far for Randy Dedini. Down we go to Greg Mays. Greg?
Well, Kevin, you're noticing a lot of the pressures put on by John Smith, who was a recent addition from Nashville, played with Rochester as well. He's been a big bonus and really has sparked this club the last couple of games. But boy, this bench is excited and the crowd's excited because they got off to such a fast start, something Hershey hasn't done in a number of their games this year. They continue to mount that pressure, Kevin.
Andrew Mittendorf crosses into the middle looking for Simmons. Cleared away. And the Riverhounds will bring it the other way. Let's see if this opens things up a little bit for the Riverhounds. Throw in coming up for Mike Apple. Finds Fedoruk, and Fedoruk can't get a shot away, but a throw in coming up again for the Riverhounds. This time Justin Evans will come over and throw it in for the black and white clad Pittsburgh Riverhounds. They find Fedoruk. Now they dump it towards the middle. Apple is there momentarily. Ball is loose and cleared to the touchline. That time, Kyle Sword had to come over and just punch that ball out. Throw in. Controlled by Gotchik. Caught. Plays it back. The shot. This one blocked. Emil Haitonic got the shot away, but it didn't go far. And here come the Wildcats the other way. Andrew Mittendorf likes to work that right side. Stepping in front of him, Justin Evans, who's doing a nice job defensively on Mittendorf. Haitonic backs it off.
Now go, now go.
Justin Evans plays it back. This time Bobby Meyer will change the point of attack for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Right there, Nick Terlecki just signed. Frank Kowalski found him in a rather odd way. Here's Mike Apple. Apple trying to cut it inside of Mike Williams, but Williams right there. Defensively, Williams really getting the job done. They're allowing both Apple and Fedoruk only one touch on the ball. Mike Williams really anchors that defense.
Be sure to visit the stadium after the game. While you're at the stadium club, you can still enjoy Hershey Wildcats soccer by watching.
Throw in coming up. Nick Terlecki will do the honors for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Now Simmons with it. He's got the goal so far. Backs it off. To Florio, to Simmons. Near side, Smith plays it wide. The shot, Dedini anchored at that near post. Good opportunity But Dedini had that post secure. A steal by John Smith, but the whistle. Here's Hytonic playing it up the wing. Tripoli gives a touch. Emil Hytonic with it. Now Justin Evans. Out wide. Nice tackle there. And the Hershey Wildcats, they're going to try and counter. They don't counterattack often, but when they do, they're very effective. Chris Penny sends the long cross to the 18, headed high. Hytonic gets ahead on it, and the Riverhounds will take control here. Ball played all the way across the touchline. Take you down to the Wildcats bench. Greg May standing by. Greg, who do you have?
Kevin, we have the most intense seat in the house. Coach Bob Lilia barking out instructions to his team. Got to be very happy with not only the goal, the pressure you're putting on these guys is strong here.
Well, we scored a goal in the next 3 minutes was pretty good. We created some chances. We've got to get some possession, though. The game's ragged right now, and Pittsburgh looks dangerous on the counter. I mean, they're almost in here.
There's Apple.
Right now, what we need to do is get a hold of the ball, and we got to tighten up defensively. There's huge gaps in the field, and we need to close those gaps.
That's happened to him in a couple of games. Kevin, we'll go back upstairs to you.
All right, thank you, Greg. Thanks, Coach. Mike Apple, another good chance. Apple, you talk about space. Right there with him, Rick Titus. But enough space to get the shot away, forcing Doug Petrus to make the stop. Boy, ideal conditions, field-wise, weather-wise. This is a great facility here at Hershey Park. Wildcats can certainly take great pride in this facility. It is one of, if not the best, soccer facility in all of America. And I've seen Hampton Roads, we've seen the new Columbus Crew Stadium and MLS, and this is every bit as good as any of those. Plus you got a theme park right next to it. Once again, the Wildcats break up the play, and here they come counterattacking the other way. They look for Greg Simmons on the left side. Simmons has plenty of time, plays it in front over everybody's head. Here's Andrew Mittendorf. Mittendorf crosses it inside the box. It's cleared out. Once again, Chris Penny. He'll launch a cross. And they send it over the top again to Mike Apple. Michael will gain control, has Fedoruk with him, but they're countering 2-on-4. Here's Fedoruk. Plays it in front, ball loose. Williams is there, clears it out. And this time, Kyle Swords tries to run it out of there, can't. Now Justin Evans launches across, but coming off his line is Doug Petrus, and the Robert Morris product makes it look easy. 1-0. Hershey Wildcats striking first. Greg Simmons scoring his 5th of the season in the 11th minute. Chris Penny. Reminder that tonight's telecast brought to you in part by Umbro. Only soccer since 1924. Here's Chris Penny, the 26-year-old, plays it into the middle. Laid off to Greg Simmons. He got a flick, but Dedini is off his line.
Chevrolet Cadillac Toyota Oldsmobile, the supermarket.
Riverhounds last week running into a hot keeper, Billy Gaddy, for the Connecticut Wolves. The Wolves were outshot, as we mentioned, 14-8. But Gaddy just came up huge. 3-1 the final a week ago. Riverhounds looking to rebound here tonight. Andrew Mittendorf with the steal. Takes the bump from Jacek Kot. And a free kick. Lorenzo Sands, your referee tonight. Chris Penny on the free kick. He'll move back the wall. So Penny will put it into play for the Hershey Wildcats with a 1-0 lead. Looped in front. Headed. Finally controlled. Steve Clyde, he'll play it to the outside. Now in front, the flick, and off the crossbar. Greg Simmons, another great scoring chance for the Wildcats. This time denied by the crossbar. What a tremendous opportunity for the Wildcats to really blow this game wide open. Now Kyle Swords plays it out. The shot deflects over the bar. Dadini was down. Kyle Swords. Boy, Greg Simmons off the Kyle Swords cross. Look at this flick right there. You can't get much closer than that to scoring another goal. Greg Simmons looking for his 6th. Boy, he is lethal. Crossed again in front, and Dadini takes control here for the Riverhounds. Kevin Wall, Greg Mace from Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. A beautiful summer evening. The hometown fans getting a pretty good dose of offense at both ends of the field. Gino DeFlorio, he'll cross it, finds Andrew Mittendorf. Mittendorf cut it inside. Play it wide to Chris Penny, who's overlapping. He takes a bump from Justin Evans. We'll see if a card comes out here. Pretty solid shoulder challenge there. Mittendorf is okay. Boom. And down they both go. John Smith, the 6 even 185-pounder out of Rollins College, will take the free kick here. He made it to Hershey circuitously via Rochester and the Nashville Metros. John Smith launches out in front, headed, and out. Mike Williams holds it in. Ball finally deflected to the corner and out. Throw in coming up to the Hershey Wildcats. Kyle Swords tries to cross it. Can't get it done. DeFlorio deflects it. See if the Wildcats can hold it in. They cannot. They're going to say the ball last touched by the Riverhounds. Mittendorf, nice little back heel there, but nobody on the receiving end. Here's Fedoruk dropping it back to Jacek Kot. Emil Heitonic. Down to the sideline we go. In fact, we'll do that in just a moment as the ball finally cleared out to John Smith. And let's send it down to Greg Mace. Greg, what do you got?
Well, Kevin, it's a good sign for the Hershey Wildcats that you weren't able to come to me right away there, because this is certainly the best offensive pressure they've had, I think, all season long consistently. The coaches are certainly a contrast in styles. Bob Lilly is up off the bench constantly barking instructions. John Kowalski much more pensive, just watching. Most of his instructions are being shouted out by his assistants. But so far, Kevin, as you pointed out, this has been great offensive pressure from Hershey, and perhaps they're rising to the occasion with perhaps the biggest crowd in the history of the franchise.
Tremendous crowd, really an event here in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Kyle Swords plays it into the middle. Now it's launched right side for John Smith. Smith tries to run it past Justin Evans. Makes a move. Now gets the cross away. Dadini goes high, and Dadini comes down with it. What an amazing turnout tonight. Ideal conditions, ideal crowd. And they're loving it so far. 1-0. They've seen plenty of offense. Doug Petras. Bob Lilly talks about him as a big game keeper. This is a pretty big game. Pennsylvania soccer dominance, to a certain degree, at stake tonight. Two relatively young franchises. The Riverhounds, a first-year franchise. Ball played out wide to Kyle Swords. Swords, very active up and down that left side. He crosses it, deflects it. We talked about how active Kyle Swords is. Now Mike Apple battling. Played out wide for Fedoruk. Fedoruk going one-on-one against Rick Titus. Gets the cross away, headed high, headed back. Swords tries to clear it. Finally, Petrus gets it out to Rick Titus. A little bit of miscommunication that can prove deadly. In fact, talking with Bob Lilly, he says a lot of the mistakes we've made have just been simple mistakes that should not happen. Bob Lilly's team got off to a miserable start, 0-3, but this team has gotten better every week out. They've won 3 of their last 4. Now Apple looks for Fedoruk. Fedoruk, the shot over the bar and wide. That's exactly what they wanted. And I think right now, Doug Petrus is saying, let's stay more compact. Fedoruk holds the ball amazingly well. Apple got it to him. And look at how long he holds this ball. .28 gone in this one. And you get a sense we're not done offensively on either side. Mittendorf gets a touch to the touch line, and it's deflected out. Now we'll get a throw in here. They find Fedoruk. He gets a touch. Mike Williams battles with Fedoruk. Two big, strong, tough guys. John Smith, nice trap there. Plays it up the line and out. It's amazing. This crowd is still arriving. Emil Heitonic plays it out wide on the right side. Finds Jamon Tripoli. Tripoli, the former captain at North Carolina State. Now the other way, that's Ben Ferry. Ferry tries to cut it inside, but Heitonic, the experienced former Romanian First Division player, calmly knocks that ball across the line, and we'll get a throw in here to the Hershey Wildcats. Mike Williams, he's got some space. Nobody closes him down. He finds Simmons. Flicks it to the left side. Looking there for Steve Klein, but Heitonic, he'll bring it out for the Riverhounds of Pittsburgh. Here's Apple. Played ahead, Justin Evans. Evans is open, chips it just over the bar. Justin Evans had the right idea, trying to chip Doug Petrus. Look at the space that Evans had. The only shot really open to him, trying to just chip it over Petrus. Couldn't get it done. Mike Williams, very calm in back for the Hershey Wildcats. Bobby Meyer plays it all the way back in for Randy Didini. Riverhounds find themselves down a goal. Greg Simmons scoring in the 11th minute. That's the difference in the game so far. Just under 14 and a half minutes to play in the first half. On the right side, Jamon Tripoli. Well, we've seen tons of offense so far in this match. Only one goal, but numerous chances for both teams. And oddly enough, one of the top scorers on both these teams isn't even playing He's standing by with Greg Mays. Greg?
Right, Jamel Mitchell's on the bench. First of all, let's talk about the game, because you guys have put a lot of pressure on. Got an early goal. Give me the sense of what you guys have felt the game has flowed like so far.
I think it's flowed very well. It was nice to get that early goal. You know, it relaxes us a little bit. We're not worried about scoring that goal, and we especially didn't go down first, so it's real good to get that early goal.
Now, Bob Lilly's told us there's so much talent on this team. You never know who's going to be sitting on the bench. You were the leading scorer. You expect to see some action here in the second half.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get in the second half. I mean, I feel like I can contribute well to the team. I mean, I'm like a defender's worst fear with my speed, so I'm looking to get in and exploit that.
But it's an interesting scenario to have so much talent that the leading scorer can sit on the bench right now, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so, you know. I'm a team player, so I'm on the bench. That's fine. You know, I get in and just do my part after that.
All right, Jamel, that is a very interesting scenario, Kevin, because as Bob Lilly has said, this is the most talent he's had in 3 years, so you can sit a lot of guys and then rest them up for the second half.
And that is compared to that 97 team that won the Atlantic Division. That was a very talented side. Here's John Smith the other way. He crosses. Knocked down by Gino DeFlorio. DeFlorio couldn't do anything with it, though. And it's cleared all the way back into the middle. Back to get it, Kyle Swords. Somehow I get a sense we'll see Jamel Mitchell before this game is done. And for all we know, he may be on the scoreboard. DeFlorio plays it to the 18. The shot, saved! Dedini. The rebound, John Smith. Bends this one over the bar. DeFlorio with a great feed to Andrew Mittendorf, and Mittendorf from just inside the 18 makes Dedini make the save. John Smith followed that one up, putting that one over the bar. So Randy Dedini, a big sigh of relief from him. Andrew Mittendorf has really been a catalyst offensively. He can either play the right flank or up front for you. Just under 11 and a half minutes to play first half. 1-0 Hershey. Good to have you with us on a beautiful night in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Throw in to the Riverhounds. Bobby Meyer. The Ivy Leaguer throws in. Out of Dartmouth.
The America celebrates its 20th anniversary. New for 1999.
Ball played wide, too far for Jamon Tripolich.
May 29th, 1999.
John Kowalski. Here's a guy with a load of experience. For 2 years, the head coach of the Tampa Bay Mutiny. And in fact, discovered a number of these players while the coach of the Mutiny. Nick Terlecki discovered playing in Bolivia. He was scouting 2 players, Mauricio Ramos and Alvaro Pena, and then 2 years later comes up with Nick Terlecki from Bolivia. Here's Chris Penny. He's got space. Finds John Smith on the wing. The cross headed down. Dedini there. Another good scoring chance for the Hershey Wildcats. And you got to wonder how long they're going to keep attacking Dedini before they get another one behind him. They're attacking at will. Greg Simmons squares up. Simmons can hold the ball well. Now Steve Klein plays it into the middle. Mittendorf got a touch. Here's Kyle Swords. He steps up. The right footer well off the mark. And a goal kick coming up to Randy Dedini. A-League Soccer 99 welcomes its affiliates down the line. Empire Sports Network, New England Sports Network, and our newest network edition, our Canadian friends at CTV Sportsnet in Canada. Consult your local listings for A-League Soccer 99. Randy Dedini puts the ball back into play. Over the head of Mike Apple. Mike Williams got a head on it. Mittendorf got a touch, and it's played all the way back. Jaworski played it back into the middle. Launched back in by Steve Klein. Miroslav Jaworski, Polish international, 13 years experience in the Polish First Division. That tells you something about the experience of these veteran foreign players. Now Justin Evans. Evans out of Penn State and St. Bonaventure, a little closer to home. Played wide, looking for Evans. Chris Penny broke that play up. Finally, Justin Evans knocks it ahead. Fedoruk pushes it ahead for Apple. But back quickly it was Rick Titus. Titus getting the job done defensively for the Hershey Wildcats. Good thing he was there. Good look at Rick Titus. Spent the last 2 years with the Toronto Lynx. 30 years old. Again, a veteran, experienced player. Great mixture of veterans and youth on these two teams. Justin Evans crosses. Titus clears, but not out. Held in by Jacek, caught. But here comes Greg Simmons and a counterattack. Simmons plays it long, looking for John Smith. Smith taken down by Hytonic. Referee says play on. What a great ball from Simmons, though. Across the line it goes, and a throw-in coming up to the Hershey Wildcats. Just over 7 minutes to play. First half, 1-0. Greg Simmons, his 5th goal of the season. Out wide, Kyle Swords. Swords will slow it up. Rick Titus finds Gino DeFlorio on the right side. That's Chris Penny. To Simmons with his back to goal. Ball launched wide. Kyle Swords goes down. Emil Hytonic with the hit. The throw-in coming up, though, to the Hershey Wildcats. Rick Titus, he'll change sides. Make the Riverhounds run a little bit more. He puts it into space. Andrew Mittendorf. Run off the ball there. Justin Evans plays it up the wing. Stolen there by Gino DeFlorio. DeFlorio offside. Flag went up. Looking to spring Greg Simmons.
Offside, Hershey Wildcats.
So the free kick to the Riverhounds of Pittsburgh. And Randy Dedini must feel like he's under siege. A trip there. Justin Evans went down, and the card comes out to Andrew Mittendorf quickly. Make that Chris Penny, who will draw the booking. So Penny draws the booking after an obvious trip on Justin Evans. So Lorenzo Sands puts Chris Penny into the book. Pretty obvious in the open field. Never went for the ball. A dangerous tackle there, and Justin Evans is limping back to position. Free kick. Caught. Plays it inside the 18. Emil Hytonic. Left-footed shot. Dribbles right in. Right there is Doug Petras. No problem. Emil Hytonic getting the long-range shot. He's just 25 years old, while a number of the foreign players in the field tonight have a little age on him. Hytonic is just 25. Ball cleared left side. Kyle Swords now cuts the ball towards the middle. He's got some space. Looks for DeFlorio. DeFlorio, though, run off the ball there by Teniwa Bonsev. Bonsev, really a great story. The name is Bulgarian, but he is from Uganda. Attended Martin Methodist College. And a Ugandan national. Has appeared with the national team 18 times. He is a player to watch. You'll be seeing him at a higher level soon. He is that good. Wildcats, Gino DeFlorio. Look at the space here. Plays it left side, taken down. Number 22, Ben Ferry. Now Titus gets a touch, and Kyle Swords will try to regain composure here. Now Mike Williams plays it back into Doug Petrus. Petrus was 5-7 a year ago with the Tampa Bay Mutiny of Major League Soccer. A team that admittedly wasn't very good in front of him. With a better team, he is bound to be a better keeper. Now Greg Simmons. Look at him. Ball played out wide. Keniwa Bonsev crosses. Petrus is right there. The man who's very familiar with Doug Petrus is the man who's downstairs with Greg Mace, John Kowalski. Greg?
That's right. He used to play for John. John, you're down 1-0. They got that early goal. Give me your impressions here the first half, how your team's playing.
Well, we need to be a little more tenacious. They're winning individual duels on air balls, especially, and they took some shots. We get in front of the goal, and we haven't really taken the quality shots. And there are some good opportunities for us to take some shots, and our passing has to improve. Right now is not really quality passing.
What are you going to tell your team at halftime?
Well, that we have to start shooting. We have to start shooting low. We don't have to walk it in to the goal in order to score a goal. And we have to start winning some individual duels in midfield.
All right, only 1-0, and that he'll take his team to the half with that. Kevin?
Less than 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Adam Fedoruk, Polish international, tries to chip it past Gino DeFlorio. DeFlorio launches it, but we get a foul. And a very dangerous free kick coming up here. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds with a great chance to equalize here. Adam Fedoruk is over there. Keniwa Bonsev is there. Jacek Kot is there. Let's see who will take this free kick. The wall moved back 15 yards. So here we go. Doug Petrus is ready. Fedoruk is there. Kot is there as well. Let's see who will take it. Mike Apple steps over the ball. It will be caught. The shot hits the wall. Apple the drive. It caroms wide. Rebounds right side. And the cross attempt deflected over the line. Last touched by Ben Ferry, and a corner coming up here with time running out. Kot will take it. Bends it in front. At the 6. Hytonic couldn't get a shot away. Petrus with the loose ball. He finally comes down with it. That could have spelled disaster for the Hershey Wildcats. They're counting it down here in Hershey. Hytonic crosses, swords, heads, and we're done in the first half. Greg Simmons gets the goal. It came in the 11th minute. Gino DeFlorio and the Hershey Wildcats leading by a goal. Our halftime show is coming up next here in Hershey.
They said soccer was boring. Come see the excitement of Riverhounds soccer Pittsburgh style. To get your tickets, call 1-888-ETM-TIXS. That's 1-888-386-8497.
Did you know the WBGN TV website provides complete weather forecasts and information 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Just click on www.wbgn.com and go to the weather dial. You'll be able to see updated 4-day forecasts. Search for the forecasts of your favorite cities. Look at radar and many more features. Weather information, always at your fingertips on the WBGN TV website, www.wbgn.com. Coming this fall for the 6th straight year, the WBGN TV Friday night high school football game of the week. The key matchups, the rivalries, the bands, the excitement. The tradition continues. The WBGN TV Friday night high school football game of the week. The action starts September 3rd.
They said soccer was boring.
The Hounds! The Hounds!
Come see the excitement of Riverhounds soccer Pittsburgh style. To get your tickets, call 1-888-ETM-TIXS. That's 1-888-386-8497.
Greg Simmons scores for Hershey. The Wildcats lead at halftime 1-0. Check the standings. In the A-League and in the Northeast, a log jam atop the standings. Rochester, the class of the Northeast, 6-1. Long Island, Boston up there along with Staten Island as well. Next we move to the Atlantic, where Jacksonville 5-5, followed by Charleston at 5-3, both with 23. San Diego well out in front in the Pacific Division, leading Orange County. Meanwhile, in the Central, guess what? The U.S. Pro 40, leading 8-3 with 31 points. Farias with San Diego out in front with 26 points, leading everyone. Rocha with Boston, Vena with Seattle with 15. But Farias is the class of the A-League right now. The goal leaders, Farias, Dimitru for San Diego. It is all San Diego offensively right now in the A-League. Stay with us. More coming up at halftime from Hershey Park. Stay right where you are.
He turned pro at 16. At 18, he was a World Cup phenomenon. At 19, he became an international superstar. His name is Michael Owen. By the way, he's still only 19. I'm Bro.
Are you a soccer fan? Can't get enough of the sport you love? Read Soccer America. Get the most soccer news from around the country and around the world. Call 1-800-335-GOAL to start your weekly subscription. You won't miss any of the big plays with Soccer America. MLS, U.S. national teams, college, international, interviews with the pros, scores, schedules, insight, opinion, analysis, and more. Soccer America delivers total soccer coverage every week. Call 1-800-335-GOAL to start your subscription. Call 1-800-335-GOAL now.
Heroes aren't born. We make them. That's our business. We're United Soccer Leagues. We provide the inspiration, perspiration, and role models. Do you see it? The excitement, the total involvement, the fun, the freedom. Do you see it? Supported by people and organizations devoted to the game of soccer. With millions of amateurs and professional soccer players who can't get enough of the game. We're the biggest system of national sports leagues in North America. We're United Soccer Leagues. Founded on the concept that soccer's grassroots popularity is rooted in cities and towns across the USA. 5 leagues, more than 130 teams, a network of big league candidates in their own hometowns. We're United Soccer Leagues. This is where hometown heroes become tomorrow's stars. Because heroes aren't born, we make them. That's our business. Be a part of it. Contact us at www.unitedsoccerleagues.com or call 813-963-3909. We're United Soccer Leagues. Come play with us.
There are thousands of fields, millions of games, and countless faces. But in the end, there is only one feeling. Umbro, only soccer since 1924.
Are you a soccer fan? Can't get enough of the sport you love? Read Soccer America. Get the most soccer news from around the country and around the world. Call 1-800-335-GOAL to start your weekly subscription. You won't miss any of the big plays with Soccer America. MLS, U.S. national teams, college, international, interviews with the pros, scores, schedules, insight, opinion, analysis, and more. Soccer America delivers total soccer coverage every week. Call 1-800-335-GOAL to start your subscription. Call 1-800-335-GOAL now.
This telecast of A-League Soccer 99 is being brought to you by Umbro. Only soccer since 1924. We are at halftime. The Hershey Wildcats leading the Pittsburgh Riverhounds 1-0. Kevin Wall along with Greg Mace. Let's check the highlights. The lone goal belongs to Greg Simmons off the John Smith corner, and it came in the 11th minute. The cross, look how high Simmons goes in traffic. And he scores the first goal of the match despite being marked pretty tightly by number 11, Bobby Meyer. 7 shots for Pittsburgh, 11 for Hershey. It has been a wide open offensive half. Stay with us. The second half kickoff is just around the corner here in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
They said soccer was boring.
The Hounds! The Hounds!
Come see the excitement of Riverhounds soccer Pittsburgh style. To get your tickets, call 1-888-ETM-TIXS. That's 1-888-386-8497.
Pittsburgh Sports Digest is the website for complete coverage of Pittsburgh sports. Punch up www.pittsburghsports.net for the latest news and results on the Steelers, Pirates, Penguins, Riverhounds soccer, plus local college action, Pennsylvania golf, and Target Chip Ganassi racing. www.pittsburghsports.net is Pittsburgh Sports Digest. www.pittsburghsports.net is your instant link to Pittsburgh sports news. Log on now.
They say the kind of car you drive tells a lot about you. So does the way you change your oil. Today, more Pennsylvanians are doing the best thing for our land and water by recycling their old oil at state-approved used oil recycling stations. Contact us for the one near you. Call 1-800-346-4242.
Sponsored by the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection. Tom Ridge, Governor.
And they said soccer was boring. Come see the excitement of Riverhounds soccer Pittsburgh style. To get your tickets, call 1-888-ETM-TIXS. That's 1-888-386-8497.
Beautiful conditions here at Hershey Park. The Hershey Wildcats leading the Pittsburgh Riverhounds 1-0 on a great night. Perfect weather conditions, great field conditions, and the home team's on top. But a man who's got to be happy about that is standing by with our own Greg Mays. Greg?
That's right, Kevin. He's a former player, now general manager of the Hershey Wildcats. Todd Smith, good first half for you guys. Kept the pressure on.
Absolutely. I mean, we got a good early chance that we converted, and after the goal, we just continued going at them, and to me, that's a great sign.
Let's talk about this crowd. This is certainly the biggest crowd and the greatest atmosphere we've seen in 3 years for a Wildcats game.
Oh, it's super, Greg. I mean, we owe a lot of debt to the Hershey Park group, but we're looking at right now a little over 12,500. It's a beautiful night. It's good soccer, and with how HTM and the telecast has stepped up, it's going to be a good night for soccer here.
All right, Todd, thanks a lot. Soccer has really arrived. Outdoor soccer has arrived here in central Pennsylvania with a great crowd tonight, Kevin.
Well, I tell you, couldn't ask for anything better. Stay with us. It's going to get better because the second half kickoff is coming up next here at Hershey Park.
Pittsburgh Web Spinners, secure e-commerce solutions that put you in full control of your e-business 24 hours per day. We have award-winning programmers and artists. Let Pittsburgh Web Spinners build your website or virtual store. Now providing 100% financing if needed. Visit us online at www.2webspinners.com or call for a free consultation. 412-488-7644.
You're welcome to join us at the WBGN TV website. Just punch in www.wbgn.com and take a closer look at our station. You're also urged to let us know what you think about our programming or any suggestions you may have by emailing us at gm@wbgn.com or writing to 975 Green Tree Road, Pittsburgh 15220. We'd like to hear from you. Coming this fall for the 6th straight year, the WBGN TV Friday night high school football game of the week. The key matchups, the rivalries, the bands, the excitement. The tradition continues. The WBGN TV Friday night high school football game of the week. The action starts September 3rd.
And they said soccer was boring. Come see the excitement of Riverhounds soccer Pittsburgh style. To get your tickets, call 1-888-ETM-TIXS. That's 1-888-386-8497.
Pittsburgh Sports Digest is the website for complete coverage of Pittsburgh sports. Punch up www.pittsburghsports.net for the latest news and results on the Steelers, Pirates, Penguins, Riverhounds soccer, plus local college action, Pennsylvania golf, and Target Chip Ganassi racing. www.pittsburghsports.net is Pittsburgh Sports Digest. www.pittsburghsports.net is your instant link to Pittsburgh sports news. Log on now.
The Hershey Wildcats leading the Pittsburgh Riverhounds 1-0. We are at halftime getting set for our second half kickoff. Before we get to the kickoff, though, I don't know where he is. I think this crowd of over 12,500 has swallowed up our own Greg Mays. Greg, where are you?
Kevin, we're right in the middle of the crowd here. Everybody having a good time tonight? This is a tremendous crowd, and we talked about this earlier. Over 10,000 people here, and they had a crowd of over 14,000 for the women's U.S. game earlier this year when the women's U.S. team played Team China. They're giving away Hershey Park passes tonight, and as we said, this is a very unique setting because we're right in the middle of one of the great amusement parks of America, Hershey Park, where it's been going on since the early 1900s. There's 56 some rides. And this is what a lot of these folks love to do on a Friday or Saturday, go to Hershey Park as well as the Hershey Wildcats game. How about over here? You guys having a good time over here? Hey, let's hear it.
Hey, Greg, do me a favor before you get out of there. Make sure you scrounge up a Hershey Park pass for me. I got to ride that Wildcat before I get out of here.
Does anybody want to give up their pass for Kevin? No, I don't.
I didn't think so.
There was no response.
I know. Thanks, Greg. Oh, Greg Mace joining us out amongst them tonight here at Hershey Park. There's the hero so far. Greg Simmons scored the lone goal of the match in the 11th minute, his 5th of the season. And here we go in the second half. We are off and running. Hershey Wildcats moving from right to left, or make that left to right, I should say. I'll get it right eventually. Played into Andrew Mittendorf. Mittendorf knocked it back. Looking for Ben Ferry. That play broken up, and Hytonic tries to clear it, but not out. Here's Kyle Swords. He's been very active tonight. Plays it on the ground to Simmons. Now Mittendorf plays it deep on the right. Here's Chris Penny. Overruns the ball. Otherwise, he had a lot of real estate. Unfortunate miscue for Chris Penny. We'll check second half substitutes. Ball played to the touchline and out. Let's see who gets it. It'll be the Riverhounds ball. Adam Fedoruk will throw in. Oh, he had some chances in the first half. Apple tries to take that pass. And a dangerous free kick coming up here to the Riverhounds of Pittsburgh. Jacek Kot, veteran international player, 32 years old, over 150 first division appearances in Poland. Kot out in front, the ball fell to the ground. Titus finally clears it out of there with an assist from Gino DeFloria. Boy, you never let that ball bounce at the 6-yard line. That is a mortal sin. You never let that ball fall to the ground. But the Hershey Wildcats live to tell about it. Now Ben Ferry plays it to Mittendorf. Mittendorf, he's in. Mittendorf, the shot, saved to Dini. And the ball finally rolls menacingly towards that goal line. That could have been disastrous. Boy, that time, great touches all around, but it was Andrew Mittendorf who tried to cut that ball back past Dedini. Almost did. Chris Penny plays it right side. Smith gets it back to Penny. There are some open spaces in this Riverhounds lineup. Ball crossed over the head of Simmons, headed by Smith. The ball headed again, but a foul at the 6-yard line coming out against John Smith. Andrew Mittendorf, boy, he's been dangerous. Trying to shake the cobwebs out. Former Colorado Rapid, one of the last players cut by the Rapids. But many of these players, the Andrew Mittendorfs, you're going to see them at the Major League Soccer level. And many as early as this season. That is the beauty of the A-League and United Soccer Leagues. Purely development. And great entertaining soccer. Ben Ferry. Greg Simmons upended. The throw in coming up to Ben Ferry. Ferry, a rookie. He was the last player released by DC United. You get a sense he's going to be playing in Major League Soccer soon. Rick Titus goes down, the foul, and a free kick about 35 yards out. Everybody trying to pick themselves up off the turf, including Simmons and Emil Heitonic. Mittendorf in. Simmons, the flick. And wide of the mark. Boy, Greg Simmons, every time he touches the ball, you get a sense something amazing is going to happen. Right now tied for 15th in the A-League in scoring, but he is quickly moving up the charts. Still wondering if we'll be seeing Jamel Mitchell. May not be too long till we see him. Ball crossed in front. Simmons, the header, wide. Simmons again testing Randy Dedini. Dedini's got to feel like he's in a shooting gallery. So too John Kowalski. John Smith again. He's been so accurate with these crosses. Didn't really get all he wanted on that shot. Now Doug Petrus will play it out. Kyle Swords on the left side. Simmons gets a little touch. Ben Ferry crossing towards the penalty spot, rejected. Simmons brings it down. Here's Simmons trying to keep it alive, can't. Adam Fedoruk will bring it out. Ball played long. Here comes Mike Apple. Running with Mike Williams. Look at Williams. Finally the obstruction call against Williams, but he got the job done. Wind starting to whip up. In the face, really, of Randy Dedini, and at the back of Doug Petrus. Emil Heitonic will take this free kick. You can bet Fedoruk will be up there. Bonsev will be up there. Heitonic lofts it. Petrus had an open channel to that particular cross, and a black shirt could never get to it. Doug Petrus started 4 of the last 5 games for the Hershey Wildcats. Jason Petronas is the #2 keeper, and he played great against Lehigh Valley in the overtime win, but yet he sits as well. So Bob Lilly blessed with a wealth of talent. The big question is, how do you keep everybody happy? Here's Fedoruk off the block. Fedoruk really bottled up in the first half. Steve Klein all over him. Now Heitonic battling along with Klein, and ball goes back to the Hershey Wildcats. So a throw in. Kyle Swords will throw in. Finds Ben Ferry to Swords. He plays it first time. Finds Mittendorf. What a ball. Mittendorf is open. Mittendorf tries to cross it. Still has it alive. Now to Simmons, the left footer. And he put it high and wide. Greg Simmons had it on his left foot. And lifted that one high and wide. What a great play, though, by Mittendorf. And a tremendous 35-yard ball from Kyle Swords. Look at this. Played directly to Simmons. John Smith saying, hey, I was open too. Now Simmons trying to run by 3 defenders. Can't. Greg May standing by somewhere along the sideline. Greg?
Kevin, in fact, the Wildcats continue to put the pressure on, and as you said, Jamel Mitchell is not in the game. Bob Lilly has had an interesting substitution policy or substitution strategy during his games here at the Hershey Park Stadium. He's got so much depth on this bench, he's able to sit guys like that and continue to put the pressure on. Seen another great performance out of Greg Simmons, who, as we've seen, has been a crowd pleaser this year.
That time Kyle Swords trying to cross it, but he had company. The flag stayed down. I think the Riverhounds were claiming it offside, but that appeared to be an onside play. Once again, the cross off the corner. The right-footed drive, and this one well off target. Chris Penny this time getting a long-range opportunity. Ball launched the other way. Dedini played that one into a stiff breeze. Here comes Simmons. Nice little 1-2 from Gino DeFlorio. On the right side, the cross at the 6. Once again, the cross, the header to goal! Gino DeFlorio! And it's 2-0 Wildcats! Randy Dedini, all he can do is wonder how this is happening to him. Gino DeFlorio, the 34-year-old Italian-born. Off this cross, John Smith has been outstanding tonight, getting the ball inside. And DeFlorio scores to make it 2-0 in the 56th minute. So Gino DeFlorio is on the board. And right now the pressure really on the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Smith gets his second assist. So DeFlorio comes through. His first goal of the season. And the wind really whipping up now. Normally you'd say, if you were in the Midwest, you'd say, well, there must be some weather rolling through, but the weather pretty much staying in check. Ball comes free, Kyle Swords. Played back to midfield. Titus gets it ahead. And DeFlorio will knock it all the way back. On the right side for Chris Penny. He plays it long for Simmons. Flicks it. Teniwa Bomsev launches it back into the middle. Fedoruk to Apple. Lays it off. Bomsev plays it, but the offside flag went up. Boy, a frustrating night for Adam Fedoruk. Klein has done a really nice job. Substitution getting ready to check in. David Flavius, the Ohio Dominion star out of St. Lucia, West Indies, getting set to come on. And Mike Apple will go off. So Flavius comes on, hoping to add some offense, and then Jamel Mitchell is up along the Wildcats bench. We may see him momentarily. But the Wildcats have really taken it to the Riverhounds here in the second half. As much pressure as they put on in the first half, they've doubled that here in the second half. Good look at Jamel Mitchell. 4 goals, including 2 last week in a winning effort. Also, Mike Fenneker is loosening up directly behind Jamel Mitchell. So John Smith is coming off. Jamel Mitchell will check in. You'll love watching Jamel Mitchell. So as if there's not enough offense on the field already. Smith was playing the outside right. And we'll see how they redeploy the troops. Now they'll bring Ben Ferry off. So the rookie comes off, and checking in will be Mike Feniger. He was a member of the Wildcats team that won the Atlantic Division title back in 1997. So now that all of the housekeeping chores are done, ball thrown in, Sword's got a head on it. Titus flicked it ahead for Simmons. I think that's Jamel Mitchell who had just checked in. Bonsev clears it back into the middle. Bonsev very athletic. Two nothing Hershey. Gino DeFlorio scoring in the 56th minute, breaks Simmons in the 11th. It has been a great offensive show, and this crowd of over 12,000 really rewarded. But we are a long way from done. Here's a shot off the crossbar. Dadini may have gotten a piece of it. Randy Dadini, I think, was fooled on that one momentarily, possibly by the wind. Andrew Mittendorf launched one, looked like a cross, but look, off the crossbar. And Dadini never even got a piece of it. Here's Gino DeFlorio bending it in front. Ball comes down, cleared by Fedoruk, and finally dumped back into the middle. Now Jacek Kot. There's Steve Klein finding some space. Chris Penny. There was some doubt whether Penny would play. In fact, as of really this morning, it was still very much in doubt whether that ankle would hold up. We'll see how far he can go. Now DeFlorio again. Finally cleared across the line. Once again, Riverhounds just looking to get the engine started. They have really been bottled up. They had some early chances in the first half, but Petrus came up big. Here's Fedoruk trying to go wide, taken down in the area. And look what's going to happen here. Lorenzo Sands points to the penalty spot, and we're going to have a penalty kick. Fedoruk doing the job. Mike Williams, the player that actually took him out. And the Riverhounds getting an opportunity here. Teniwa Bonsev will take the penalty. Petrus claiming that Fedoruk had taken a dive. Bonsev in, scores! And the Riverhounds close the gap to just one goal. So Bonsev scores in the 63rd minute. Boy, he is so smooth, the Ugandan international, showing all that international experience. Petrus guesses wrong, and Bonsev makes him pay. They call him T-Bone. Teniwa Bonsev. Played out wide. Feniger can't catch up to it. Bonsev clears it a mile into the crowd. And a throw in. Gino DeFlorio. 2-1 our score. Hershey Wildcats out to a 2-0 lead, and now the goal by Bonsev on a penalty. Flag stays down. A chance for Mitchell, but Dedini came way off his line. Everybody was looking at the offside flag, and finally the ball just muscled back up into the crowd again. Hershey Wildcats relentless. Simmons really taking a beating. Now Kyle Swords once again. Simmons trying to post up. Simmons holds. Finally cleared back into the middle. Titus chases back. Now Rick Titus launches it high. Headed deep. And too far for Mittendorf. Down we go to Greg Mace.
Well, Kevin, as we saw, that was the first offensive big punch, big goal, obviously, that Pittsburgh had. And now their assistant coaches are much more animated. And I think their bench can certainly sense a lot more momentum, because that's definitely what they needed to get some scoring punch. And John Kowalski, for the first time, is starting to roam the sidelines, looking even more intense than he was earlier. But certainly a big goal and a big break for the Riverhounds.
Bonsev with his second goal of the season. Neither team looking to substitute. Coming down to 24.5 minutes to play. A one-goal Hershey Wildcat lead on a beautiful night in Hershey. Jacek caught. Finds Fedoruk. Fedoruk makes a move. Fedoruk plays it towards the 18. Played back into Petrus, and he'll just launch it back to midfield. Bonsev finally gets ahead on it. Once again, played long. This time, Justin Evans. His pass rejected by Williams, and a Riverhounds throw in. Evans again. He's very patient out on that wing, but launches it into space, and nobody there. It just trickles across the line. Goal kick coming up to Doug Petrus and the Hershey Wildcats. This is an amazing team Bob Lilly has put together. We got some players warming up. Tim Leonard was loosening up. We could well see him before it's all done. Simmons puts it across the line. Whose ball? Jamel Mitchell grabs it and says, well, I'll throw it in. John Kowalski saying, wait a minute. Here's Feniger, second half substitute. Lays it back to Chris Penny. Be interesting to see how far Penny goes with that ankle. Fedoruk couldn't hold that pass to Florio, who's got the go-ahead goal for Hershey. Now Penny sends it diagonally. Hytonic battles with Jamel Mitchell, but the foul is against Mitchell. Otherwise, he might have been in. Down we go, back to Greg Mace. Greg?
All right, Andrew Mittendorf was one of the more colorful players of this Hershey Wildcats team, has twisted his ankle and is playing hurt right now. And Tim Leonard, a midfielder, will substitute for him as soon as he gets the opportunity.
Boy, they'll really miss Andrew Mittendorf, who was such a spark plug offensively. Now Feniger in open space. Knocks it back to Steve Klein. Klein looking for Greg Simmons, but tried to thread that through two players. Couldn't get it done. And that time, Mike Butler just ran that ball across the touchline. So Butler is on now out of the University of Massachusetts. And he is another one of those players who has really come up through the USL. A former USL D3 player. Now playing at the very top level, the A-League. And just one step away from Major League Soccer. Kyle Swords looks for Simmons. Ball loose in the area, but right there, Randy Dedini. Boy, he has been busy tonight. Emil Hytonic puts it back into Dedini.
Do the mascot when you like it's visual, it's not the front.
Ahead it comes. Knocked back by Mike Williams. Once again, Steve Klein. He has been very busy in the midfield. Free kick coming up to the Wildcats. Once again, Riverhounds played all the way back, and Rick Titus right there, though. The back three of Titus, Williams, and Penny, along with Kyle Swords, who likes to go forward, really have played well here tonight, giving up only the penalty kick goal. Now Tim Leonard, he holds, lays it back on the right for Penny. Not in front, Jamel Mitchell, the shot over the crossbar and into the netting. Jamel Mitchell, an exciting player. And just 24 years old. He was born in Hawaii. Here's Penny. Look at all the space he had. And the flick by Jamel Mitchell. Look how close he came. Wow. To scoring his 5th goal and joining Greg Simmons. Here's Mike Butler. Plays it out wide. A chance here. Here's Butler misfiring on the shot. He had a chance. Ball riveted into the penalty area, but Williams just dumps it out. Justin Evans cuts it in the middle. Bonsev. Look at that move. Nothing complicated for Teniwa Bonsev. He makes plays and he makes plays. Hytonic has it deflect across the line. Down we go to a mascot of very few words, along with Greg Mace.
Well, obviously the mascot of the Wildcats is a Wildcat, but in fact his name is Coaster, named after all the roller coasters at Hershey Park. Now he doesn't speak, but here's what he does. Go ahead, Coaster. Do your thing here. With some kids from Hershey and Lower Dauphin pumping up the crowd. Kevin, it's Coaster.
Here's Finnegar, the drive, bouncing into the arms of Randy Dedini. Boy, it is an event here in Hershey tonight. I mean to tell you, the place is packed and the crowd is loving it. They are enjoying the action here at Hershey Park. Flag goes up. Clearly offside. Down under 18 minutes to play. Wildcats in no hurry. They hold a 1-goal lead. Greg Simmons, Gino DeFlorio, the goals for the Hershey Wildcats. Riverhounds with Teniwa Bonsev scoring his 2nd on a penalty kick. Now Chris Penny backs it off. Kyle Swords. Way out on the left. Being eyed there by number 13, David Flavius. So they're playing with Butler and Flavius up top. Not check caught. Draws a crowd. Lays it off, but right to Vennegar. The other way, here's Tim Leonard. Leonard lifts it into the area, but Dedini slides across. Tactically, Pittsburgh has changed up a bit. They now have Butler and Flavius playing up top and withdrawing Fedoruk almost into a midfield position. Now DeFlorio with the left foot. Didn't get quite what he wanted on that shot and lifts it over the bar. Gino DeFlorio, he's already scored 1 here tonight. And it was a pretty one. Randy Dedini getting set. Now here come the Hershey Wildcats. Tim Leonard being eyed by number 11, Bobby Meyer. And the whistle and the foul, and what amounts to a very short corner kick coming for the Hershey Wildcats. Lorenzo Sands, man, he's been going up and down this field. He'll be as tired as some of these players. Gino DeFlorio will take it. DeFlorio loops it in front to the 6, headed and out. Boy, that time Bobby Meyer was there, and a good thing he was. Corner coming up. Launched into the area, headed by DeFlorio, chasing it down. That's Mike Williams. Williams, he'll get the cross away. Ball goes high. Finally cleared out of the danger zone by Mike Butler, and he clears it all the way back into the middle. Looking for Flavius, but stepping in front of him was Steve Klein. And once again, the Hershey Wildcats continue to put the pressure on. It's almost like the field has been tilted here in the second half. DeFlorio. Now Benninger dispossessed here. Flavius will turn and start it the other way. Puts it over the head of Fedoruk. No black shirts there. Coming down on 14 minutes to play. The Hershey Wildcats trying to hold on to a 1-goal advantage. Benninger looking that time for Jamel Mitchell. Out of Florio. Pushes it back. Here's Benninger. Knocks it back for Steve Klein. Klein to the touchline and out. Let's go down to Greg Mace, somewhere amongst this largest crowd in franchise history.
Well, Kevin, it's a terrific atmosphere, and we're talking to some of the stands of the fans. This is Craig Prosick, who's from outside Kutztown, and his son is Dakota. And you drive an hour, 10 minutes just to watch the game. Tell us why. Tell us what you love about soccer.
My son's in an under-10 soccer group in his school, and he loves to watch soccer. So this is the third game we've been to this year, and we love the atmosphere. It's great to watch.
And it's even more fun when there's 10,000 people here plus.
Oh, it's a great atmosphere tonight. It's a record crowd. It really is nice tonight.
Dakota, what do you like about soccer, buddy?
I like that you it's fun to do because you like to kick the ball around, and it's good to run around to get exercise and you have fun.
This is the future of soccer right here, Kevin, and tremendous crowd tonight. And I think these folks are kind of typical of the parents and the children who come together to watch all these A-League games.
10 to 12 years from now, we may be seeing Dakota in a Hershey Wildcat shirt. Absolutely amazing what we're seeing here tonight, both on and off the field. Simmons hit from behind. Nick Terlecki with a foul. They're putting a pretty big body, Nick Terlecki, on Greg Simmons, seeing if that helps. Now a substitution. Gary DePalma will check in for the Riverhounds. DeFlorio lifts it wide, looking for Jamel Mitchell. He's taken down, and the foul coming out. It'll belong to the Riverhounds. Now under 12 minutes to play. Jacek Kot came off. So Flavius has substituted. Butler is on. And De Palma has come on for the Riverhounds. Looking for the equalizing goal. They look for Butler straight down the middle of the field, but it's cleared away by Chris Penny. You can't say enough about Chris Penny, playing with an injured ankle, and he has gone the distance so far. But he has been a productive player for the Hershey Wildcats. Justin Evans, he bends across to the 6, headed and out with the foul at the 6-yard line. And once again, Chris Penny just leveled. Boy, the bodies have been flying out there tonight. Doug Petras will play it in with just under 11 minutes to play. Ball flicked ahead. Simmons gets a touch. Benniger headed, but Bobby Meyer sends it down the touchline. Nice play here by Mike Williams, and he finds Gino DeFlorio. DeFlorio will change direction. Look at Kyle Swords. He loves to come forward off that left side. Now Williams, he'll touch it all the way back to Doug Petras. And Petras, he'll hold it. He's in no hurry to play this ball, as we now have under 10 minutes to play. Of course, if we go out of regulation tied, 15 minutes of sudden death, and then A-League shootout. Phil Karn, we had expected him to start, did not make the start, but Karn is getting set to come in, and he will replace Emil Haitanic. So Haitanic, the Romanian first division player, comes out, and Phil Karn, the former Penn State and Drexel University star, will check in. Well, this is a great chance to see some Central Pennsylvania talent in action. Ball played into the 6-yard box. Randy Dadini in traffic comes down with this one. Steve Klein with a steal. DeFlorio gets a touch. Benniger tries to feed DeFlorio. Bobby Meyer chases back. DeFlorio presses him. Just dumps it into space. This time Tim Leonard couldn't control it. One thing you don't want to do here if you're Hershey is give up a soft goal. A lone goal for the Riverhounds, the penalty kick goal by Teniwa Bonsev, the Ugandan international. DeFlorio gets a touch on that groin stretcher. Now Tim Leonard turns and starts it the other way. This has been a tremendous display by the Hershey Wildcats. Now Simmons ties up. Bobby Meyer lays it back along the wing. Meyer will get it right back. Justin Evans. He's working more centrally now than he was early in the game. DeFlorio looks for Jamel Mitchell. Mitchell working one-on-one. Here's the shot with the left foot. This one blocked. Jamel Mitchell was going one-on-one against Jaworski. Jaworski won that battle. Great offensive soccer at both ends. More of it obviously from the Hershey Wildcats. Long looping pass. Here's Butler, the shot. Oh, and Petras handled the ball outside the box. A direct free kick here from 18 yards away. Bonsev will be there. Will be there. Great opportunity to tie this game. Butler and Fedoric discussing the strategy here for the Riverhounds. Mike Butler. The wall moved back. 15 yards. Lorenzo Sands, the referee, pretty sure about that because the ball is spotted at the 18. Here's Butler, the shot headed over the bar. A dangerous chance. And the Wildcats dodge a huge bullet. Nothing fancy here, just trying to get it over the wall. Looked like Greg Simmons may have gotten ahead on that one. Justin Evans crosses, rejected. Ooh, a huge sigh of relief. You can hear it all the way up here from the Hershey bench. Now Simmons working towards the arc, run off the ball there. Finally cleared on the right side, and a booking coming up to Greg Simmons. That was a frustration foul as he took into Bobby Meyer. So Greg Simmons goes into the book as he just leveled Bobby Meyer. Now just over 5 minutes to play. It is nail-biting time for the home fans in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Gary DePalma leaves the ball. Flavius stepped into there. Finally, it's Justin Evans. Evans playing centrally instead of outside on the left. Here's Fedoruk crossing it in front, looking for Flavius. He gets it right back. Tries it again this time. Nothing doing. He was looking for a call, didn't get it. And the Wildcats will be content to just dump it the length of the field. Coming down to 4.5 minutes to play. A 2-1 Hershey Wildcat lead. Now Evans, his feed. Al Swords receives this one. He'll start it ahead. Jamel Mitchell touched it, but to no one in particular. Bonsev knocked it back, and Bobby Meyer clears it all the way downfield. Doug Petrus quickly off his line, barking instructions to his players. Kyle Swords calling for the ball and gets it. Now Fenniger for Simmons. DeFlorio will change sides. 3:45 to play. Crowd coming to life here, trying to see if their Hershey Wildcats can hold on. Now the ball played quickly ahead, looking for Jamel Mitchell. Couldn't connect on that pass. Mike Williams heads it out. Here's Rick Titus playing it quickly on the left side. Let's go down to Greg Mace, who's standing by. Greg?
Well, Kevin, in fact, the intensity's really picked up down here. Pittsburgh has wanted a lot of fouls. Bob Lilly has not been particularly happy with the way his defense has been playing. He said, we're making the same mistakes over and over. He wants his backs to drop back a little bit more. But with just 3 minutes left, as you're going to see, they're going to be content to sit on the ball, but they cannot, as you said, Kevin, give up an easy goal at this point. Their defense at times has been a little suspect throughout the year, but they've certainly risen to the occasion here tonight, holding them to just the one penalty kick goal.
Jamel Mitchell crosses. Fenniger, top of the 18, the shot rejected. Justin Evans that time. Or make that Jaworski, who came up with a huge play to rob Fenniger. Now under 2.5 minutes to play. Mike Williams will take the free kick here. Possession is so important here for the Riverhounds. You can't score if you don't have the ball. Bill Karn muscling up, the foul against Karn. Now under 2 minutes to play. Very deliberate, the Hershey Wildcats are at this point. Bonsev back in his own end. Overheads the ball. And here come the Riverhounds. How many more chances will they get in this match? DePalma plays it ahead for Butler. Off the steal. Played into space. Greg Simmons runs on. And the ball scissored across the byline by Bonsev, and a corner kick, and believe me, Hershey is in no hurry to take this corner. Time is ticking down on the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in what has been an amazing match here at Hershey Park. What a great show put on by both teams. Steve Klein, very content to hold the ball. And finally put across the line for a goal kick with now under 45 seconds to play. Randy Dedini in a hurry here. Dedini will play it quickly. The crowd wants the clock to run out. Not so the Riverhounds. Ball played back in. Mike Williams. A miscommunication, and finally Petrus just falls on the ball. He's going to hold it and hold it and finally boot it out of there with 14 seconds to play. Now under 10 seconds. The home crowd of over 12,000 counting it down. So this crowd of over 12,000 rewarded with a victory. Greg Simmons got the first goal, his 5th of the season, as the Hershey Wildcats prevail here by a score of 2-1. And a happy crowd will go home tonight as the Wildcats did what they had to do to even their record at 4-4. Greg Simmons, Bobby Meyer shaking hands with a nice display of sportsmanship. The Riverhounds will fall to 2-5, but they are so close to being a very good club. They have got the talent. They simply need time to put it all together. Stay with us. We'll come back with more from Hershey Park when we return on A-League Soccer 99.
They said soccer was boring. Come see the excitement of Riverhounds soccer Pittsburgh style. To get your tickets, call 1-888-ETM-TIXS. That's 1-888-386-8497.
The Hershey Wildcats hold off a wild flurry by the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. The final score 2-1 here at Hershey Park. Kevin Wall back with you and standing by with our man of the match, no less than Greg Mays. Greg?
Well, John Smith has provided great spark to this team since his arrival. Nashville, Rochester, you've had a lot of experience coming in. Great win for you guys tonight.
Oh, it's an important victory. I mean, we came into this game knowing that if we won tonight, we'd get to 500. So it was it was a big thing for us to do that. And I don't think we played as great as we could have done, but it was a much-needed victory, that's for sure. What does a crowd like this do for a player? It's like having an extra player out there, maybe an extra 2 or 3. I mean, just the atmosphere is great, and, if you play poorly, you don't just feel like you've let yourself down, but you feel like you've let 12,000 fans down. So, I mean, the atmosphere is great, and it drove you on to, make that extra yard for a run or for a pass or for a tackle, and just gave you that extra spurt of energy. Now, you guys are on a roll combined with the crowd. I mean, this is a tremendous boost for this franchise and the team right now. It really is. I think we've won 4 out of the last 5 games. So, I mean, obviously we're getting, the more times you win, the more confident you become as a team. And I think I've only been here for a couple of weeks now, but I think from what I've seen, we're starting to gel together as a team. And as a group of 21 players, I mean, there's guys that can come off the bench and just fit in, and it doesn't look any different. So that's the sign of a quality team. John, thanks a lot. Congratulations. Thank you very much. John Smith, MVP of this game. Great performance for the Wildcats, Kevin.
And John Smith involved in both goals. And one of the goals, as you take a look at the Wildcat itself, the big goal of the night was Gino DeFlorio's goal, and it came once again off a John Smith cross. Right out in front. DeFlorio unmarked, notches his first goal of the season. Back we go to Greg May standing by with Bob Lilly.
Well, Bob, we talked about putting pressure on, constant pressure, and you guys did that tonight.
We did it for about 75 minutes, and I think Pittsburgh deserves a lot of credit for coming back and making it a game. I mean, I think we should have put the game away sooner. We created some wonderful opportunities, and thankfully we got a result. I thought there was a lot of positives. You know, we'd have liked to have gotten a shutout, but overall it was a good performance.
Now, you're very intense watching the game and shouting out instructions, and behind you, you got 12,000 people, which is a record crowd for this franchise. Tell me what this night meant to you guys.
It's big for our confidence. I mean, I think we got an excellent young team, and we're still trying to find ourselves a little bit. I mean, we have a lot of talented players with a lot of explosiveness, but, you know, so far, I don't know if we've harnessed it. Tonight, we put together a pretty solid effort. The ball flowed. Defensively, I thought, you know, we played well. At the end, we got a little sloppy, but overall, you know, we need these types of games to build our confidence, hopefully move up the ladder in the standings.
Real quickly, what do you learn from a win?
Well, I think we got to go back and try and close some of the gaps in the field. I mean, we had way too much of the ball, controlled the rhythm, but we seem susceptible right now to counterattack, and we're going to have to make some adjustments because we can't continue to carry play and give up goals against the run of play.
It's happened a couple of times. Bob, congratulations. Thanks a lot.
Greg.
Back upstairs to Kevin.
All right, thank you very much, Greg Mace. Great job tonight down along the sidelines for us here on A-League Soccer 99. Our final score, the Hershey Wildcats hold on. It was a wild, woolly affair at Hershey Park. The final score, Hershey 2 and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds 1. Our next telecast of A-League Soccer 99 coming up June 18th. Toronto at Rochester from Frontier Field in Rochester. Consult your local listings for the time in your community. The A-League Soccer 99 package off and running with a good one. And of course, more soccer still to come. Our thanks to everybody here at Hershey Park. For Greg Mace, I'm Kevin Wall. Good night from Hershey, Pennsylvania.
And they said soccer was boring. Come see the excitement of Riverhounds soccer Pittsburgh style. To get your tickets, call 1-888-ETM-TIXS. That's 1-888